feel like I always come onto here with really lukewarm, often very piss poor takes, but I feel like this one might take the cake. Not recently, I literally just saw. This is gonna sound real funky to you guys, right? Usually, you find the source where the source is found, right? Usually, you watch TikToks on TikTok. For me, I can't go on TikTok because if I go on there, I don't know what the algorithm thinks of me as, but I always be getting these fucking eating disorder and like body checking accounts, and I honest to God, I'm telling you this right now, I literally block every single one of them, every single one account. I don't care if they're like recovering because I don't want to see that shit. Not because I think they're disgusting. It's just because I don't want to fucking see that shit. What I'm trying to go on there for is big fucking bazungas, and all I ever get, hey yo, let's restrict 200 calories. Let's only eat 50 fucking calories today. Like you are in the kindest way, fucking insane. Not to the creator, to TikTok, thinking that I want to see that shit. So I don't go on TikTok unless like it's like I'm like in public and it's like the only like justifiable thing to do or the only socially conventional thing to do. I do it to keep up public appearances. Otherwise, I do not go on it on my free time. But the app that I do use quite frequently is Instagram. I find the most delicious looking art on there, so I go on there quite often. And there's quite a lot of pretty people on there too, so I go on there too for pretty people, but mostly for art. That's all I'm gonna say on that. But I recently stumbled over, like I said, not recently, just now. I stumbled over a post of a TikTok, an Instagram post of a TikTok. I know, quite convoluted. I know. And it was literally like a video of this girl drinking nearly 20 fucking monsters in a week. In a 7-day week, she finished 20 monsters. Let that fucking sink in. Can you imagine how much that bitch be drinking in a fucking month? I don't even want to think about her kidney stones, man. I don't know what kind of trauma someone has to go through to drink that much fucking monster. But that shit is literally fucking insane, bro. Okay, let me just say this. In my friend group, just in general, I'm known to be a very caffeinated motherfucker. Like, there is not a day in my life that I will not go without getting something caffeinated up in this bitch, right? I'm not a big fan of coffee, tea, whatever, right? But like my main source of caffeine is either a really good can of Celsius or Monster, because my mom bought me this big ass case for college, and I'm not gonna complain about a fucking Monster. And every time I go to the gas station, it's always a Coke, not like, but like just a Coke or a Monster or some other energy drink. I usually like to mix it up, but usually I will go for a Monster because it's what I'm familiar with. And there was a time in my life, probably last year, where I literally went through so much Monster for an art project. I drank a Monster every single day, not twice a day, once a day, once a day for like a couple of months, and I accumulated a large amount of monsters just so I can make a really shitty fucking sculpture for art. The things I do for art, I know, but after that, I leaned myself off of caffeine for a little bit. I had like really bad withdrawals. I was like going through like mood withdrawals or whatever the fuck, right? I was going through it. But I'm kind of glad I got off of it, but I'm kind of back on it now because it's the only thing that sustains my body. Because it's not like I can wake up and fucking eat, right? I gotta fucking, because like the way my schedule is built, that I've built it, is like you wake up, you do your shit, and then you eat. It's not like you wake up, you eat, then you do your shit. You can't eat when you got things on your plate. That's not edible, right? You gotta go to lecture, you gotta do homework. So you focus on that first. You get out of that out of the way, and then you eat. I know it's unhealthy, but it gets me through school, so I do it, okay? I don't do it generally. Generally, I wake up, I eat, and then I do homework when I'm like at home or whatever. But when I'm in my dorm, that's how I survive. But I'm only up in my dorm for a couple of days. So I mean, it kind of evens out, right? But what I'm trying to get at here is that I'm not trying to be a hypocrite when I say that like that is a massive amount of caffeine. And I saw people in the comments trying to justify this amount of caffeine intake. And I'm like, you guys cannot say that this is normal. This is not normal. And a lot of people were commenting on how like this girl was trying to do it to seem quirky or to seem like different from like I'm not like other girls different. Like I don't give a fuck about that. That's not what I'm here to critique. I don't really give a fuck if she's doing it for shows because at the end of the day that's fucked up. That's fucked up that you can literally get through 20 cans of Monster in a week. Like that's insane. I can't even fathom the thought of like cuz like for me when I drink Monster it's either like I finish the whole can or I don't. Some days I will only drink half of it and save it for the next day, which I know people are like, "Ew, how can you do?" Okay. Okay, do you know how much a can of Monster costs? Like that shit is like $2. I'm not going to waste that $2, okay? That shit is going straight back in the fridge. And I'm going to drink it tomorrow cuz I do not give a single shit. But there are days where I will accidentally drink two Monsters because I forget that I've had one the morning before. Because when I'm up in my dorm, I'll usually drink like a fucking can, and then like I don't know, I'll be like going throughout my day, and then next thing you know, I encounter another bottle of Monster, and I'm like, not bottle, can of Monster, and I'm like, I mean, who's offering this? It usually comes for free, so I'm like. I'm a very frugal person. If someone's gonna offer me something for free, it can literally be like crack heroin. It can literally just be like a shot of heroin, and I would. But don't tell my mother that. I've never done heroin. I've never done like any hard. Ooh, that's me. Any hard drugs except for. Well, I really should be admitting these on camera. But like the hardest drug I've done. I don't really know. I really don't do a lot of drugs other than the conventional ones. I took an ibuprofen the other day. It shit numbed me out, made me feel kind of funky dunky. But I only took two, so I don't know what happened there. But other than that, I don't really do any hard drugs. Okay. Anyways, back to the point. Like, like I get it. Like some days, like you just accidentally intake like two cans, but I try my hardest not to like drink that much because that's when I know I'm going downhill. The second I start craving a Monster or craving like a certain energy drink, that's when I know I have to stop drinking for a couple days, just because I don't want to become dependent on it. But I understand that a lot of people don't get like that because there was a time in my life, like probably last year, as I said, when I was like drinking that a lot of Monster for my art project. I was literally like drinking like a massive amount. I don't even want to be honest with you guys with how much I actually drank because it's literally so humiliating. But I'll just say this right now. I was probably drinking upwards of like, how many days were it? Upwards of 14 a week. So I know where this girl is coming from, right? Like once you start, it don't stop, bro. Once you crack open that bottle, I keep on saying bottle. When I refer to bottle, I mean like the fucking can. I don't mean like, I've never seen a bottle of Monster. If I ever have, I think I probably erased it from my mental capacity because I don't have a lot of space in there, and the last thing I want to keep in there is like the concept of a bottled Monster. That shit's kind of disgusting. But okay, like this girl, I was drinking of like upwards of like a shit ton of fucking Monster, a lot of caffeinated drinks, and I was addicted to that shit. Like I would replace it for meals. And the thing is with Monster Ultras, like the ones that are like super pretty colored and shit, yeah, those don't have any calories in them. The only calories you're getting from them is like demonic energy. Like that's the only thing that has calories in it. Otherwise, you're just drinking fucking carbonated sugary water, right? Like if you're drinking like the the normal one with like calories in it, like I think it would be fine. I don't take this from me, man. But when it comes to like the zero kind, those are not meal replacers. Like caffeine drinks in general should never ever be a meal replacer unless they have like complete proteins or whatever the fuck. But Monsters, like I said, man, 666. All the fucking calories they have in them, demonic energy, okay? So the fact of the matter is, this girl, I don't know if she's replacing it for meals, but I surely was. I would drink a Monster and be like, oh my god, I'm so full. Right. Like, what the fuck was I stressed about? I was literally a senior in high school. What the fuck was I stressed about? You may be asking. I wasn't stressed about anything. Anything, bro. I literally was doing online school at a community college. And I was drinking 2 Monsters a fucking day. Like, how do you justify that? You really can't. For me, at least, I really can't justify that. And now that I'm going to college in person, at like a university, I drink like 1 Monster a day, and I still find myself literally being like, oh my god, fucking hate this shit. Like, I've been drinking that shit, I'm like, oh my god, I hate this shit. But it's just so, I just need it, man. And it's not like a thing where like I crave Monsters nowadays. Like, I'll get a Monster, and I'll be like, okay, I guess I have a Monster now. But like, it's not something that I crave. I don't wake up in the morning and be like, oh my god, I get to drink a Monster. I'm like, oh my god, I have to wake up and go to lecture. And that's why I drink a Monster. I don't drink it because I crave that shit. But I feel like for some people, that's how it is with energy drinks. For me, it's Monster. For some people, it's Red Bull. I think I think that the reason why a lot of people are dependent on this is because like they start. For me, I started drinking it. I'm gonna be honest with you. It all comes back to full circle. I was drinking it because a lot of TikTokers were. Okay, I was drinking it because a lot of people were like, "Oh my god, Monster freaks," because they were like emo. And I'm not gonna say that I'm emo, but I like listening to like the emo shit. Okay, I like listening to like I don't know, the Smiths? Are they emo? I don't fucking know. I've been listening to a lot of them. I don't consider them emo because they're just kind of losers, okay? They're incels. But don't quote me on that. I don't know anything about that, okay? But like, it's, if, okay, I don't know how to word this without being controversial, but I'm just gonna say it. If you think that, like, getting addicted to caffeine is a personality trait, reevaluate your values. Okay, I'm just gonna say this. I'm no one's therapist. I'm no one's like I don't expect people to be like, of course, whatever you say, Quinn. I literally will listen to whatever you say. Shut the fuck up, okay? I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is like if you think that getting addicted to a substance, to a stimulant such as caffeine, is like a personality trait that like you cling on, like if like whenever someone like asks you what your personality traits, and the first thing that comes up is like I'm addicted to caffeine, I don't want to talk to you ever. Okay, literally, I don't want to say what I'm about to say, but I will say this: literally, just reevaluate your priorities in life. Okay, because usually I enjoy it when people are like, oh, my personality trait, I'm a really caring person. Like, fuck yeah, bro. I'll fuck down on that shit. Like, okay, get behind me, bitch. Me and you, we in homie line. But like, if you gonna come up to me and be like, yeah, I'm addicted to caffeine. Let's like coming up to me and be like, yeah, I like heroin. I don't know which one I would be more disappointed in. But just don't talk to me. Like, I don't have nothing against drug users, but just stay away from me, man. I really don't want that in my life right now because I literally deal with like so much right now, which isn't a lot. The only thing I really have to deal with is like a fucking journalism paper that I still haven't written, but like still, it's gonna muckle up my thought patterns, man. So you better stay away from me, just in general, right? And it's always I don't want to dunk on them because the majority of people who claim to have to like be addicted to caffeine are usually children. And I like that's another facet in itself, like children being addicted to caffeine. Like, Bang energy drink, they be fucking like pandering to children, right? Their marketing strategy is literally putting themselves on TikTok where the majority of the audience is minors, are people who are children, right? Like the little TikTokers that are promoting this shit are children themselves, and they're promoting this. I don't want to say it, but drug, a stimulant to these fucking children, and I'm like, that's a whole nother thing in itself. I can literally go like fucking miles upon that. But what we're gonna say here is that it's a sad thing that kids are addicted to caffeine, right? I don't like to see it myself, man. Every time I see a little fucking kid drinking a Monster, I want to slap that shit out of their hands and be like, don't do that. and then I would probably pick the can back up myself, and start drinking it myself because I am no longer a child. I might look like a stunted child, but I in fact am not a child. I am a legal age of 18, about to turn 19 very soon. But what my overall theme here is, I've been holding this for a very long time. I know. I'm going to eat it soon once I finish this rant. But what I'm trying to say here is that caffeine shouldn't be someone's like defining factor of who they are. They shouldn't be proud of having an addiction to caffeine, because at the end of the day, it's a fucking addiction. And I'm not going to come to this girl and be like, you should be ashamed for putting this content out on the internet, because I'm pretty sure she just did that just to do that, right? I don't think she had any malice when like creating this content. That's stupid for me to fucking say, and stupid for people to fucking assume. She's not stupid for putting this out here. She probably was just like any other TikToker, probably just recording herself doing something in her normal life. I just wanted to put it out there. Maybe she was trying to see people do this too, or maybe she was trying to like, I don't know what she's trying to do. I'm not her, okay? I'm not this fucking lady who's drinking fucking 20 fucking Monsters a week, okay? I'm not her. But what I'm trying to say is that this case study, man, is fucking insane, dude. Like, I feel like, where the fuck was I trying to go with that? Holy shit, what the fuck was I talking about before that? Sorry about my eye. It's been dry as of late. I put some of the lube on my eye, like the Vaseline shit. It's not really working, man. There's still flakes coming off that bitch. I'm starting to think that maybe, I don't know what it is. I tried to decide what it was, but then I just couldn't. Like, I was like, oh, maybe it's my liner. I don't know. I've been wearing liner for a long time. My eye never flaked like this before, man. I've been making Parmesan with my fucking eyelids. But, yeah, back to the fucking monster shit. Like I said, I don't think this lady was trying to be insidious with putting this video out, right? I don't think it's anything like that. But at the same time, I think it is like harmful to add to this like discussion of, I mean, this like I don't know what it is, like dog pile of like caffeine drinkers, right? Like, just keep on adding to like this like idea like caffeine isn't inherently dangerous because it doesn't have any like long lasting effects. But at the end of the day, it does create an addiction, and an addiction, well, let me just say, addictions are usually not very good. Unless, like, you're addicted to the color purple, which I think is so fucking delicious that, like, everybody should become addicted to a color. Like, I think I love that. Like, an obsession with a color, I love that shit. But, like, addicted to a substance, like a caffeine, because if you look it up, man, caffeine is very much a substance, a stimulant. Something akin to, dare you say, uppers? I'm not really sure about other stimulants, as I am no longer pursuing psychology or anything in the medical field for that matter, because now I am becoming a slave to my mother and pursuing a graphic design major. I know. GDesMS. I know, man. Don't even talk to me about it. But whatever. Getting off track again. Okay? Stimulants, not bueno. Generally. But in small doses, it's not too bad. You know? Every single morning, some people wake up with like a cup of Joe. I know my dad does. He used to be a Monster drinker, but then he learned the evil ways of the demons. And then switched to coffee, which isn't any better, because it still has caffeine in it. But you know what? That man needs his caffeine. And so does the rest of the world, apparently. You know how many Starbucks there are? How many Caribous for the Minnesota MFs? I don't know what else kind of so you know, like, caffeine inherently is not a bad thing, right? Caffeine, pretty bueno in small doses. I'm not gonna be out here with my dick out being a hypocrite, right? I'm just, I fucking bit the inside of my mouth. Hold on. Am I bleeding? No, I was just talking super loud. Anyways. Because I would be a son of a bitch hypocrite. Because this thing right here, I literally made it with coffee. Like, this is made from coffee. Like, I painted it with coffee. I don't know what this has to do with the discussion, but coffee does have some, like, caffeine in it, right? But what I'm trying to say, right, is that people should be careful with caffeine. Caffeine isn't something that you should be taken very lightly, because I'm gonna say it right here, man. I've suffered through the withdrawals. I don't know if it's actual caffeine withdrawals, but oh my fucking god. Holy fucking shit, did that shit fuck me up, man. I literally was going like, I was like, I was suffering because I couldn't get my hands on a fucking monster. Like, every single fucking day I woke up and I was like, I can't wait to have a monster. Like, that's horrible. How do you live life like that, Quinn? And I'm just looking back at myself and being like, well, you just do it. And I mean, shit. I mean, I don't really have an addictive personality, so that's probably why I can cut it a lot easier than people. But like with other people, I feel like it might be slightly more difficult if they're like predisposed to like to like whatchamacallit, like an addiction thing. Because I know some people like, I don't know if this is true, but like if you're predisposed to like addictions, I mean you can probably inherit from it just like by nature, but I'm not really sure about not nature, nurture. Like you're seeing it in your environment and interacting with it and becoming familiar with the idea. But I'm not sure about like genetics and all that. You can't really quote me on that. I really don't know jack shit about that. But what I do know is that it can fuck you up. Because I've been through them dark ass monstery streets, man, and it's scary out there. Very much scary, man. I was living off the limbs, man. I was living on the edge and I didn't even fucking know it. And then once I stopped drinking Monster, I realized how good my life was. And then, can you guess what I got addicted to? Well, I wouldn't use it as like addiction, but like to be honest with you, I've been thinking about getting a soda streamer for the longest time, but like, because the thing is, I've after a few nights of like countless debates within my head here, and countless like assertions and like dissertate what you call them, like countless like fucking like conclusions I've been making in my head. I've whittled it all down to the reason why I like Monster and like sodas. It's just the carbonation. Like I literally cut out the fucking middleman and it's literally just the carbonation and sweetness, right? And I was thinking, I'm like, I feel horrible about the amount of cans I'd be putting out into this ether. So I'm like, I feel like I should invest in a soda streamer. But at the same time, those CO2 tanks, man, were like, what the fuck? Where the fuck am I supposed to get CO2, bro? You want me to go outside and fuck around with some fucking plants for their CO2? Like, where am I supposed to get these canisters? Like, I literally don't even want to go anywhere to get them. But the refills online are like $20 or more. I don't even know, like $40 for like, and I'm like, I don't know if that's economical. I don't know if that's responsible for me to do. But at the same time, the amount of aluminium I've been putting out into the fucking world is just insane, man. So I don't know what the scope of that is, okay? I don't know if I want to invest in a soda streamer because right now, my first and foremost priority for like a kitchen appliance is like a KitchenAid or like a fucking stand mixer of any kind. I literally don't care for the brand name because literally I will literally take anything that takes out the fucking damn hand mixer that I have. Like, this is not the 1970s, man. We are living in fucking 2020 fucking 2. And I'm out here fucking mixing my shit with the fucking hand mixer. Like, I feel like a damn housewife with this shit, bro. This shit is stupid. Anyways. Yeah, so I'm trying to get a fucking soda streamer, but I really don't like the logistics of it. I really, truly don't. But at the same time, I really do not like the amount of trash I'm putting into this world. So I'm trying to minimize that by any chance. But at the same time, soda streamers, man, fuck. Anyways, if you guys know any viable options for me for me to get like something bubbly and sweet, because I already got the sweet down. You can just make syrups or just buy syrup. So I'm already tired with that. But I'm just asking how to get the flat water to become sparkly water or like spicy water or like sizzling water, right? A seltzer, whatever the fuck you call it, okay? I'm just trying to see like that to that. I'm trying to see what the most simple way is, okay? Because I know that you have to like pump like CO2 into it to get the bubbles and like the thing to be bubbly and shit like that, but like, because it's carbonation. carbon dioxide, carbonation. Yeah, you know the whole shebang. Anyways, okay, I've been rambling on for too long, so let me cut this short. Caffeine, I'm not going to sit here and demonize it, because I also do live on caffeine. I probably have like 4 monsters out of the week, and that is still quite a bit. I've been trying to cut down on my consumption, because I do feel quite bad. But at the same time, I sometimes don't finish my monsters, so I feel like that kind of cuts it out. And like my monsters like will last me throughout the entire day, from like when I start the day, which is usually 8 a.m. if I'm up in my dorm, and that to the end of the day, which is like, I don't know, like 9, 10ish. So it lasts me a pretty long time, I would say. So I don't drink it like shebang all the way and then want another one. I let it, I ration it, right? I try to be more like mindful of the way I consume caffeine. And I try to like cut it in with like water and shit or whatever the fuck, right? But like 20 monsters. I don't know how to do math, but I assume that okay, let me just say this. I'm pretty sure this is not like how much this individual actually consumes on a week-to-week basis. It might be more, it might be less. I don't really know, so I can't really like confirm whether or not this is how they truly are, because like this is only like a fraction of what we're seeing, right? We can't see what was a week before that or a week after that. You don't really know what their lifestyle is like. You don't know what like contributes to this lifestyle of a 20 fucking monster diet. Let me just like emphasize this 20 fucking monster diet. Like, I don't even think that oh my god, could you imagine what their piss is like? I'm so sorry for you to like to put that image into your fucking head, but could you imagine how electric that piss is? It's probably fucking Mountain Dew color, bro. I'm telling you, that shit probably comes out burning and looking all fucking acid like, bro. They could melt like plastic with that shit. Cause I surely was. My piss, bro, let me just tell you this right now. 2020 Quinn and 21 Quinn was pissing out fucking neon highlighter piss. And that shit came out like fucking needles on a pin, boy. And like that shit didn't even look like pee. It literally looked like I like broke open a fucking highlighter and sprinkled a little bit of Crush, you know, the orange soda, into it. That's how densely that shit was compacted, bro. Like, that wasn't even piss. That was acid that was coming up my body. And the fact of the matter is, I feel like that could have been diluted with some water in my diet, but there was no water going inside that body other than like, sometimes I would accidentally drink tap water when I was brushing my teeth, and that would get into my body, but otherwise there was no other agua going into my body, boy. It was just Monster and what else did I eat back in the day? Well, I don't think food is actually getting into your piss. I think it's just the water. So I really didn't eat a lot of like watery foods. I just ate like chicken tenders. No, I was vegetarian back then. What the fuck did I eat? Like French fries? I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I was eating back then. Okay, like I don't remember. But what I do remember was drinking a shit ton of Monsters. That's why I felt compelled to like really kind of speak out on this, because I'm kind of like, I don't want people to get this idea that like drinking caffeine should be something that is special, because it's not. It fucks you up, and it like in the short term it might just seem like something you're doing occasionally, but when you look at it at like in a bigger like sphere, it's like, bro, what the fuck are you doing, dog? Like, you are literally fucking killing your body, and it's not even like me exaggerating it, bro. Like, I literally felt like I was decaying every single fucking time I woke up, because my body was stripped of that caffeine, and I was fiending for that shit. Like, I'm not addicted to any drugs. My friends are like addicted to vaping and shit, but that's like that, because and like I never really understood that until I got addicted to caffeine. That shit was infuriating, how much I craved a Monster. Like, I would literally be so fucking cranky and like so fucking angry and so fucking emotional over a fucking Monster. Can you believe I don't play League of Legends? Like, I would literally be so good with that. Like, just getting cranky over dumbass shit. But no. What the fuck was I playing back then? Heyday. What the fuck was that all about? But anyways, be safe with your caffeine consumption. I fear that a lot of y'all are overlooking the negative effects, because those pretty ass clans, as pretty as they are, they do not look pretty when they all up in your fucking kidneys, man. Them kidney stones about to get fat as hell, so you better be careful, especially with that liver, because if you don't take care of it, I will take it. I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but I heard liver sounds very, very good. And tuition is due. And I got another 4 years of college to do. So I'm not gonna stop my monster drinking anytime soon, obviously. But I am going to try to cut down on it and find other ways to energize my body, such as doing crack. Because at least then I'll just get it straight from the source. None of that sugary dilly wily. Anyways, I gotta get back to school. It's currently 3 in the morning, and I have to write an essay. So I will be back very soon with another cold take. Anyways, thank you.